All right, what's going on? Celtics postgame live. Tom Giles, Eddie House, and you've seen a lot of Celtics fans file out of the movie theater as we're at the Showcase Cinema Deluxe in Woburn. A lot of people filing out like they just saw a bad movie. Not what they were expecting. Not the ending they were looking forward to as the Celtics fall in this one, 111-109 to the Rockets, the lowly Rockets.
It was a bad movie. It was a bad ending. I just thought that the Rockets, I felt like they just played with a lot more energy from start to finish than we did. They had, it felt like one of those games that they had circled on their calendar, and we were just one of those games we passed through. And we didn't shoot the ball particularly well, and I thought that we went away from what was working, and that was attacking. And then we got to a spurt there. We kept cutting it close, and then we'll take a shot or a couple bad shots, and next thing you know, they come down, they get a layup, or they're knocked down a three. We never just could get over the hump, and you got to find a way to beat these teams. Like, don't play, and I think that was I know that was one of my keys at the beginning. Don't play down. Don't play down to the level of your competition, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like from the start, but let's go back to how it finished. So the Celtics down by 2 with under 10 seconds to go, and once again, they go to Jason Tatum, and he gets a good look. He gets right to the rim, layup to tie the game, and just comes up empty.
Yeah, he got to the rim, but it's a lot of hands and stuff. He was at the rim, but there were hands around him. Good move right there with the crossover, but help came in. He sees bodies. It wasn't like a clean, clear-cut layup, and he didn't have to do anything to get it. He had to make a move. Is that a basket that I expect him to make 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 times? Yes, it is. It's just he didn't get it done tonight, and you can see the excitement on the Houston Rockets' face. They want to win these type of games. You know, certain games that you play, you know that the team is inferior to you, and you just got to come out and take care of business.
The Celtics were down by 3, and Jaylen Brown got the 2 to make it a 1-point game. And then you saw Houston, Jabari Smith, or it wasn't Jabari Smith, he got 1 of 2. The Rockets got 1 of 2. So that made it a 2-point game, and Celtics electing to go for the layup there. I know you're thinking, like, maybe do you go for the win in that situation, but at the same time, it's kind of, you got to take what the defense is giving you, and they weren't giving the Celtics, they weren't giving Tatum a look at the 3.
No, you take what the defense gives you, but we did the 3 against New York. We didn't make it. You know, we hit the corner shot for Al Horford. He didn't knock it down, and, you know, a few possessions before that, Al Horford did knock his shot down from that same exact spot. So I understand in that game. And in this game, it was just like, you don't want to – it just was like you don't want to go to overtime. You're on the road, a long road trip, try to get this win. You know, they went for the tie and just wasn't able to get it done. It's just got to figure ways out to win this game. So that's 3 losses against Orlando, right? One of the bottom-tier teams in the NBA, and another loss against this team here. So that's 4 of your losses, and then we've been in overtime a whole lot, right?
7 overtime losses.
And so that's 11 losses right there.
Half of their losses on the season.
Got to get that together, man. It's about building great habits.
Yeah, late game execution, but it felt like this was a result of what happened early in this game, right? Celtics kind of got off to a slow start, maybe low energy, and it felt like the Rockets just fed off of that. You know, you said don't play down to your competition, and then on the other side, all of a sudden the Houston Rockets are looking around like, you know what? We're fine. We can win this game. They're giving us an opportunity. They're giving us energy, and the Rockets took advantage.
Yeah, and second chance opportunities, giving offensive rebounds up, making that extra effort play. And again, that goes back to playing down to the level of your competition. And when you're locked in, I don't feel that if the Celtics were to play a team like the Milwaukee Bucks, would they miss assignments that they missed tonight? I just don't feel that they would. And that's what I mean by playing down to the level of your competition. No slight to who you're playing, but at the same time, you have a bar set to where you need to reach every single night and exceed that, reach it or exceed it, and tonight we didn't get close.
So the Celtics were also 12 of 42 from 3 for the game. That's under 29%. So they shot the ball very poorly. And talking about it in the first half and talking about it at halftime, they missed some open shots, but do you feel like they waited too long to attack the basket? Because when they wanted to, especially in the third quarter when Jason Tatum started to get going, when they wanted to, it felt like they could get what they want at the rim.
No, well, I think that in the first half that we seen them getting open opportunities, but it was off of them attacking the basket and getting to the rim. And some of those times they were finishing at the rim and making plays. But then in the second half, I felt like it was settling. It's a different thing when you're attacking and you're kicking it out, you're getting paint touches, and you find guys for open shots. shots, and then you pass it to another guy to get a better look like they were doing last game against Atlanta. I don't think that none of that was happening. The ball movement wasn't there tonight. The focus on attacking the paint, getting paint touches was there in spurts. And that's the one thing that I say, we got to stop playing in spurts. And whatever is working, continue to go that. Bleed that thing out, until they make a decision and do something to make you do anything different.
All right, you just brought up they lost the 3 games to Orlando, and Orlando's a better team than Houston. But considering everything that this team's been through, the Celtics been through over the last couple of weeks, losing those 3 straight, why is this still happening to this team at this point in the season? I mean, you look at it, and they've got 13 games to go after this, but this was the home stretch. And you know that there's going to be some tough games on this road trip. This was not one of those. This was looking like it might even be the easiest one. So why is this still happening to this Celtics team, a team with title aspirations?
I think it's one thing that it's 2 things, right? So when you start creating habits, right, you create these habits early on in the season, that's what you lean on late in the year. And we came up here and we're doing this show every game, and one thing that we kept hearing is letting go of the rope. If we're not letting go of the rope, then we need to figure it out. We just let our foot off the gas. And to me, I kept saying, like, these aren't habits that we want to create, like, because you can lean on great habits, but you're creating bad habits, and the bad habits come back to bite you. And that's what we've been seeing, like in these type of games, bad habit situations, situational basketball. We haven't been as crisp as we should be. And that's an issue.
All right, so again, the Celtics fall to 47-22 on the season. Time now to hear from head coach Joe Muscala. Our coach's press conference is brought to you by Arbella Insurance, here for Celtics fans, here for good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we had an issue in the beginning of the season playing small, and then we fixed it, and we're really, really good. And then now we're just not committed to it right now for whatever reason, and we have to get back to that.
I think you're 12 for 42 from 3, that you were getting to the rim pretty easily, having success there. You like threes in general, and if they're good shots, they're good shots. What's the balance, maybe in a matchup like this where there are better opportunities to?
What kind of shot did we take to tie the game?
Yeah, as I said.
Yeah, we just.
But it can't do that.
Yeah, you got to take the shots there when you're open. Again, the threes, people like to talk about those. Free throws, offensive rebounds, second chance points, turnovers. That's the game. That's every game. Those margins are extremely important. So I don't care if you shoot half-court shots. If you don't win those 3 margins, you're not going to win many basketball games. And when we're at our best, we do that. And when we're inconsistent, we don't do that. And we have to be committed to those.
It seemed like when the shot clock reset and those, it seemed like those can kind of go either way. Is there any explanation you got?
Which one?
Saw when Jason saved the ball and the shot clock was about to go? Was about to expire on the Rockets?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get an explanation. I just figured it was a controlled tip. I didn't get an explanation on it. Yeah.
Does this one, is there any newer concerns from this one that, you feel like you have 13 games left now? It seemed like you had kind of reset a little bit those last couple, beyond, obviously the things you're mentioning, the rebounding, the free throws.
Yeah, those are concerning, the margins. The free throws, the rebounding, the turnovers, the second chance. So those, regardless of who you play, that's playoff basketball at its finest, is the ability to win those situations. So it's concerning that we're inconsistent in that, and we have to be committed to those, regardless of who we're playing, regardless of the situation, regardless of how many games are left. It doesn't matter. You have to be committed to those.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, so back here at Celtics Postgame Live, Tom Giles, Eddie House. We got Scala and Perk joining us now from Houston. And Scala, I'll start with you guys. Why is it that at this point in the season, with just 13 games to go, you are seeing these inconsistencies that Joe Muscala was just talking about, the turnovers, the second chance points, all of that? Why is that still an issue?
I mean, to me, the rebounding was key because I think they kept putting Al Horford in pick and rolls. So Al Horford standing 25 feet from the basket guarding guys. And then if they do get downhill, there's no one else at the rim. So that's obviously, if you want to play double big, the Celtics are best when they're double big. But today it was the Houston Rockets' effort that really stood out to me.
Well, for me, I think it was what everybody in the arena was saying. We passed by Max, and He said why they didn't keep attacking the paint. We're talking about the Celtics, and he harped on this about 2 weeks ago. They are a live by a three, die by the three type team. And instead of continue to force their will, go into the paint, get into the free throw line, I don't know why the Celtics fall in love with the trade ball so much.
And on top of that, you guys are talking about the offensive rebounds and because Al Horford was away. What about you got 4 other guys, or 3 other guys that should be engaged and looking at old school box out, and if you ain't got a box out face guard, don't give up the offensive rebound. A lot of times when we's giving up offensive rebounds tonight, if you look back at this game, guys was turning and looking. Nobody was finding a body, putting a body on, and then going to find the basketball. And those are the things that are concerning to me. It's been concerning all season that we hear let go of the rope. We got to figure out a way that when we close out games and things like that, that happened all season long. And we're getting to the point where we can't hear that no more. We can't start looking at these numbers. If you are over a team that's looking to win a championship, well, when you don't have the 3 going, how about manufacture some easy baskets for guys? Like even that Jason Tatum's last basket, right? It was through, he had to make a move, then go through 4 hands, 4 arms to try to lay it up. Should he make it? Yeah, he should make those all day. But at the same time, I feel like we're not manufacturing enough easy baskets for our superstar players.
I mean, why I feel like Eddie House lecturing us like we got
I
done
don't know. We didn't say nothing bad. We agree with you.
Feels like we even at us, right?
That's why you're supposed to just. That's why you're supposed to just agree with me. That's why you're supposed to agree with me.
We did.
I got you, Pops.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Pops.
Yes, sir. My apologies.
Man, we gotta be better,
My
man.
apologies.
Yo,
Uncle Eddie.
can't wait till that next game, Pops.
My bad, Uncle E House.
Uncle E.
What? Well, I mean, you're 2 of the ugliest people I've seen on TV in a long time. I had to get at y'all, man. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't want to look good to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that straight up. If I look good to you, I got a problem.
You never. No. You have a problem all day, every day.